Sometimes, when you're a parent, something terrible and wonderful can happen in the same moment. Sigmund Freud once said, "I can think of no need in childhood as great as the need of a father's protection." Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, it was Christmas Eve, a beautiful snow blanketing the landscape. Inside the church, the choir had sung beautifully. The congregation had heard the nativity story, and I was preaching my very first Christmas sermon. I'm coming close to the end, and I see there's a commotion in the back. It's my bride and our toddler in the narthex, the room behind the sanctuary. And my bride looks panicked, and she's pacing back and forth. I finish my sermon as calmly as I can. I walk to my internship supervisor and say, "Something's going on in the back. I need to go and find out what it is." I make my way down the side aisle, my alb swishing in the breeze as I go as quickly as I can. I get to the back, and my wife has paper towels on my daughter's forehead. She has fallen and split her skin open. So I whip off my alb, toss it on the coat rack, and say, "We're out of here. We're going to the hospital." We get out to the car. It has snowed quite a bit, and the roads are going to be slippery. It's an eternity drive of 7 minutes to the hospital. As we're pulling into the hospital parking lot, I say, "When we walk into the emergency room, pull the paper towels away. They will not let her bleed all over their floor." We walk in, and my wife says, "You must be crazy." I said, "No, this will work." As we come in, walk up to the desk, I just gently take her hand and pull it away. And the phone gets picked up, and a nurse comes out immediately and ushers us in to the back. A nurse begins cleaning the wound, applying a medication that will stop the bleeding so that the surgeon can do his work to sew it up. While she's cleaning, she's asked the standard questions, the questions designed to determine if this child was abused. Now I can see my wife's getting furious. Take care of my child. Stop asking me these dumb questions. She had fallen and split her head open on a riser, or not a riser, a kneeler. And something that this congregation hasn't used in decades, and they're still sitting there. So her head is split open. Now, your skin has grain in it, just like wood. So if you're chopping a log or splitting a log, you strike the wood, and the wood breaks along the grain. Your skin is the same way. If you have wrinkles in your forehead like I do, it's pretty easy to see where the grain is. That's where it would split. So she has this very nice clean split, and the surgeon comes and starts looking at it, and he says to me, "Come up here and hold her head." So I'm holding her head in my hands, and my wife is standing behind me. And he takes his fingers and pulls the wound apart so he can see inside there. He moves the skin around a little bit. You can see that the skull doesn't move as the skin moves. So this is a clean split all the way through. And he tells my wife to hold her down, to put this cloth over her face. And I can feel the anger building in my wife. She wants to pick her daughter up and hold her, not hold her down and be away. And I'm the one wearing the clerical collar, the black shirt and the white. It changes people's behavior when you walk in the door. So he's going to have me, the calm one, hold her head. And he says, make eye contact with her, because we're not going to use anesthesia. And so I lock my eyes with her eyes. and we make this connection. And I hold her stare as he does his work, sewing in her forehead. And when he's done, we bundle her up and take her home. My little one is now in college, and she has a very faint scar. And when I tell her the story about her scar, she sees the love in my eyes, and she knows that I'm there to protect her. I'd like to use another quote. Euripides, the great Greek playwright, wrote in one of his scripts, "For a man growing old, nothing is dearer than a daughter, because at any moment, something terrible and wonderful can happen at the same time." Thank you, Madam Postman.